Hi, welcome to Moonbeam's Messages. This is a collective reading for Aquarius. This is your finance reading. Now, if you don't find any messages within this reading for yourself, please check your other placements and you're likely to find a message in there. If you do like your reading today, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It will help pass the message on to anybody else that needs to hear it. And if you want to hear more from me, then don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And if you press that notification bell, it will let you know whenever I do post new content. Now, I am not a financial advisor. This is simply some messages from Spirit on what could potentially improve your financial circumstances. I was going to say one other thing, but I can't remember what. I'm having one of those days. Absent-minded. Clearly Spirit's telling me I didn't need to be saying it to you. Yeah, today is the 22nd of September, but it is a timeless reading, so whenever it falls into your feed is likely to be whenever it's relevant for yourself. Okay, can we get some more cards please, Spirit, for the reading for Aquarius with regards to their current financial circumstances? Too many cards, Spirit. One at a time, please. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Did those quickly, didn't it? Okay. So in your overall energy, we do have the Knave of Wands or Page of Wands. Now that is telling me that you are looking to be... You're possibly planning an exciting trip at the minute. You're looking at investing some money. Maybe you're looking at going on a holiday, possibly a holiday of a lifetime. You're very much trying to, work out what it is you want to do and where you want to go. And you're just planning something really exciting and wanting to invest into it. Very nice. I hope you go somewhere lovely. Now, in your current circumstances, we do have a 10 of Swords. So this is in your current financial circumstances. This is telling me that you need to make sure that you're not obsessing over money. So currently it's suggesting that you could be obsessing a little bit over the money that you've got. You are under the impression that it could potentially bring you some happiness as well, possibly because of this exciting trip. But just remember, it's not the money that brings you the happiness, it's the trip that brings you happiness. But it could be something where you are needing a lot of money at the minute because it could be a trip of a lifetime that you're planning. And let's face it, some of those cost a lot of money. Could even be that you want to go to Disney World. And let's face it, you need to sell an organ for that. That is a joke, by the way. Please don't do that. But yeah, let's face it, holidays are not cheap anymore, are they? They are quite expensive, especially if you want to go when your kids are on holiday, between the school breaks. So yeah, very much you planning something, but obsessing over money at the same time, hoping that it's going to bring you some sort of happiness. Nice. So we've got the Knight of Cups, the Hangman in the reverse, the Justice card, and the 10 of Wands to clarify that 10 of Swords. So the Knight of Cups then, he is very much you making decisions from your head. Obviously, if you're obsessing over money, you are going to be very much in your head about what you need to do, what you can spend, trying to do everything very much from within. The Hangman in the reverse is very much suggesting, though, that you are not wanting to, how do I put it, you're not settling for a cheaper holiday if that is what you're trying to do. This is very much you don't want to be thrifty, you don't want to be saving money on whatever it is you're doing. So you're very much obsessing with money, but you don't want to be cutting corners. So if it is a holiday of a lifetime, you're making sure that you get the best holiday that you can get. You're not wanting to compromise with anything cheaper. You're full on going for whatever it is that you want. We have the Justice card here, telling me that you do feel that some things are a little bit too risky with regards to your money. So you are sitting, working out, trying to calculate whether or not it's going to work for you. Maybe that could be to do with, your travel arrangements, your hotels, whatever it is that you're looking at. It could just be something that you're doing with regards to what you're spending on at the minute, whether you're trying to keep money down so you can go on that holiday. It could just be very much that you were trying to save as much as you possibly can. And you've probably got, I'm assuming that you've got some sort of time limit that you want to get this holiday in for. So you're probably trying to save as much as you can, and you're doing those calculations. If you spend X on this, are you going to be able to go on holiday on the time? Are you going to have to, save money on something? Can you do anything else? And you're making sure that you are calculating it all to make sure that you can do that. You do also have a 10 of Wands. This is in the reverse though. So when it's in the upright, money is a big burden. Now this is telling me that you actually don't feel money's a burden at all. You actually really like money. You like to see money as a potential for growth. You see it as something that brings in opportunities, and you are very much, you're quite happy to keep going with it. You're quite happy to obsess over it, and it's not something that phases you at all. Now in your challenge position, we have the Queen of Swords. This is telling me that you don't actually always get clarity on certain investments before you make a decision. Okay, so it could be that you are looking at, or it could be a challenge for you not to rush into something, possibly to do with this holiday that you want to go on. So yeah, let's have a look. Let's see what this Queen of Swords is referring to. Can we get clarity on this Queen of Swords, please, Spirit? So to me, it would suggest that when because you've got your heart set on potentially some amazing holiday, you're not wanting to cut corners. Maybe you found it in something and you're adamant you're going through that particular travel company or whatever, but it could be that if you look around, you could get exactly the same holiday for cheaper in a different one. Right, so we've got the 7 of Wands, the Strength in the reverse, the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, and the 6 of Pentacles. So the 7 of Wands then, in the reverse, is saying that you're not looking at what you're spending. You're not checking to see where you're draining funds. So potentially, part of your challenge is that you need to be looking more at what you're actually spending your money on, because you could potentially be saving towards your holiday a lot quicker by looking at where you're spending. So it could be something as simple as looking through your bank statement, and you could have gym memberships that you've not been using for 6 months that you could easily save there. It could be that you might need to renegotiate a few utilities, for instance. Maybe your contracts have come to the end and they've put you on an automatic more expensive one, and you could go and renegotiate that down. It could be that you might just want to swap supermarket. It could be any number of things, but yeah, very much suggesting to me that if you do check over your spending, you'll be able to save some money. So potentially that's something that you're not doing at the minute. The Strength card then is telling me that you need to make sure that you are, how do I put it? So when it's in the upright, it's using your daring and your courage to have success and move forward. This is suggesting to me that you need to be a little bit more timid with regards to what you're going towards. So potentially the challenge is that you already know what you want. You're going to charge into it like a bull in a china shop. This is suggesting that you take a cautious approach to what it is that you're looking at, and make sure that you are doing it in a sensible way, not just having that idea and charging towards that idea. Very much making sure that you are approaching it in a sensible manner and having that timid kind of approach to it. The Queen of Pentacles in the reverse is telling me that money could be an issue. So you may be obsessing over things, but if you're not checking what you're doing and you're not being cautious about how you're spending it, money will be an issue. So very much making sure that, you know, you're taking that timid approach, you are checking through things that you're spending, will help this not be an issue. And then we've got this Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles is telling me that you need to be making sure that you can donate what you can to good causes. Now, that doesn't have to be money. It can just be time and energy. So if it's something where you've, you know, finished work for the day and you've got a few spare hours, can you do anything to help other people? Can you donate your time? Can you donate your energy? To helping others in need potentially, or just donating things to charities that you don't use anymore. Let's face it, we've all got things in the cupboards that we've not touched for 6 years. I mean, I was looking in one of my shelves the other day, and I found something from when I was at university, and I didn't use it when I was at uni either, and it was still in the box, brand new. I'm 40, so it's been like 20 years. It's been sitting on a shelf for 20 years. How bad is that? But yeah, so we've all got stuff that we forget about because we never use it, that is in really good nick, that you could donate for somebody else to use. I want to say it was a teapot that I found, because I don't drink tea, but it was bought for me because I was dabbling with tea leaves at the time, and I never used it. But yeah, it says a lot, doesn't it? Right, so the advice that we've got for you to overcome your challenges. So we've got the Four of Swords. Now that's coming out to the side. So it is going to be a little bit of a challenge for you to do whatever the Four of Swords is. And now the Four of Swords is suggesting about investing into yourself. Okay, so potentially you need to be careful that when you're obsessing over money and going in, and you need to make sure that you're spending time on yourself and invest into yourself as well. Now, that could be anything from doing a training course to help improve your finances later on down the line. It could just be you taking some time to yourself to make sure that you don't burn out if you are constantly working. But yeah, very much taking time to yourself. Now, it could be that because you're obsessing so much with money, this could be a massive challenge, and which is potentially why it's coming out to the side, because you could potentially be looking at every minute of every hour that you've got spare, you want to be trying to earn some sort of money. But you need to make sure that you are looking after yourself, because let's face it, if you don't and you end up burning out, you could burn out just before you go on holiday, and then your holiday's ruined, you know. So make sure you're taking the time to look after yourself so you don't hit that. So we have the Ten of Wands and the Emperor in reverse so far to clarify. Can I get one more card to clarify the Four of Swords, please, Spirit? Give me two. So we've got the Star in reverse and the Wheel of Fortune in the upright. So the Ten of Wands then is very much telling me that you don't see money as being a burden. Have we already had that? No. So you don't see money as being a burden. You're quite happy to, go for it. But that could be why you feel, or why you need to be careful, because if you're doing a lot of work to get money, you're not seeing that work as being a burden. You could be overloading yourself and not realizing that you're overloading yourself until it's too late. We do have the Emperor in the reverse. The Emperor is telling me that you need to look at your long-term goals, not just your objectives. Okay. The Emperor is, when he's in the upright, he goes for the objectives quite a lot. He does also go for the goals. This is very much suggesting that you might just have an objective in mind. You might just keep going for objectives. You're not heading for the long-term goals. So it could very well be that you need to set yourself little objectives to get where you need to go towards that long-term goal. It could just be that you're charging ahead towards that goal, but you've not actually set your plan on how you're going to get there. So if this, like I say, you wanted to go on an exciting trip somewhere, if this is a holiday of a lifetime that you want and you've decided it's going to take you X amount of money to get there, have you worked out how you're going to get that money? Instead of just working for it and potentially putting in all the hours that you've got awake into working, can you do anything else to save money? What other things could you do? What other opportunities have you got so that you can make sure you're saving time for yourself at the same time? So looking at where you're spending, what can you cut out of what you're spending? Is there anything you can swap with your shopping? You know, little things like that will be a big help, because it's setting your mini goals. And the same as if you've got a time scale that you want to have that holiday by, you know, make sure that you've set in yourself objectives to get there. So it could be something like you want to go on this holiday by, I don't know, 2026. And make sure, you know, every month, make sure you've got X amount saved, kind of thing. So you can set yourself a target for how much you're going to have by then. And, you know, make sure that you're achieving those objectives, and how are you going to get each of those objectives. So if you don't have the overtime, what can you do instead to get that money up? You know, all that sort of thing is some stuff that you need to be considering. Now, the Star card is in the reverse. So this is telling me that you don't look at what people have got around you. Okay, so you might be looking at a lot of people and going, they've got it, so I want it. This is telling me that you need to stop looking at other people and what they've got. So maybe that's why you want to go on an exciting trip. Maybe it's that this exciting trip is so that you can go and meet somebody. Maybe maybe they're your favourite YouTuber and you want to go and meet them somewhere. What happens then? What if they don't want to meet you? You know, stop setting your objectives based on other people. Very much decide on what it is that you want, set your objectives on that. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Now, the Wheel of Fortune is all about investments. It's making sure that you are putting your investments, spreading them around. Now, that's not just money itself. This is your time and your energy. So it's telling me don't put all of your energy into one thing, which at the minute looks as though you're a workaholic and you're doing everything to just make money. This is very much suggesting that you should be, you know, spreading that around a bit. So not only should you be putting your energy into working to make money, but, you know, make sure you've got some recreation time in there, some relaxation time, or just you time in general. You know, make sure that you've got that balance so that you don't burn out. Now, this could also be referring to money as well. And it could be very much telling you, okay, it's great to have that long-term goal of that holiday, but what can you do for yourself in the meantime so that you don't burn yourself out? You're going to have to spend some money on yourself at some point. Otherwise, you're going to be hitting that point where you go on holiday and you might have lost the will to live, because you'll be so busy doing things for that holiday that you could actually ruin your holiday. Now, if you manage to follow that advice, we do have the Knight of Wands in the reverse as your card, as the outcome. So this Knight of Wands in the reverse is suggesting that, you know, whatever it is that this advice, it's suggesting that you are going to start doing things for the long term. You're not going to be impulsive with regards to it. In that long term investment will be something that serves you well. Let's get some clarification on that Knight of Wands. That's far too many cards, Spirit. Okay, so we've got a King of Swords in the reverse. We have a Page of Swords in the reverse, a Nine of Cups in the reverse, and a Five of Swords in the upright. So the King of Swords then is very much suggesting that you're going to be taking a tactical approach to things. You're going to make sure that you're keeping high standards, which is good. Yeah, not necessarily being too impulsive where things are coming in. The Nine of Cups is very much that your hard work will pay off. This is suggesting that you may struggle with relaxing, and you may be feeling like it's not going to pay off, but it will. So do make sure that you are taking time as well. Now it could be that you feel like it's not going to pay off because you're slowing down the process with taking some time to yourself, but it is worth it because you're not going to be burning out, like I say. Now your Page of Swords there is very much telling me that you won't be needing to look for ways to improve your financial circumstances, because you potentially already found it. You potentially will have become content, and once you've set your objectives and your goals, you know how you're going to get there and what you're going to be doing. So you don't necessarily need to look at any more ways of improving your finances, because you've already made all your decisions and you've sorted that all out. Now the Five of Swords is telling me to not let others influence your overspending. So potentially this holiday is you going on holiday with other people. Try not to be too impulsive if you are spending, and don't let them influence your spending. Let's face it, if you go on holiday with other people, they could be getting you drunk and trying to influence you to get a tattoo that you'll never, ever, ever would like to get when you're sober. I've never had that happen to me, but I know people that's happened to. But yeah, it could be any number of things. It could be that you might be convinced into impulse buying something. So just make sure that you're not being influenced by other people. Maybe somebody's trying to convince you to go on a holiday with them, but it's not the holiday you want, and they could be trying to convince you something else is better. But you've already got your plan, you've got your goals. Don't let them sway you. Right, let's get you an Angel of Abundance card to see if there's any more information that Spirit would like to give. Could even be when you're on holiday, like I say, that maybe they're trying to convince you to buy extra souvenirs that you can't get through customs. Could you imagine? Partnership. This has definitely got some spelling mistakes. Allow healthful, I think that's supposed to be helpful, supportive partnerships into your personal life and career, and both parties benefit as a result. You are receiving help from heaven and from a person who brings needed skills and resources. So potentially making sure that you give time to yourself. This could all have something to do with maybe you're in a partnership, working too much, maybe putting your partnership at risk as well. If it's a romantic partnership, that is. Making sure that you're spending time together. Because otherwise, this amazing holiday, which could even be, let's face it, could be your honeymoon you're saving for, might not happen if you end up neglecting each other beforehand. So yeah, well, I hope that has resonated for some of you Aquariuses out there. If you did enjoy your reading today, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Good luck with your finances, and thank you for joining me.